Hi. So I won't do too much preamble, um, but yeah, this is my first Power 5, and it is titled The Purpose of the Thorn. So just to start off, I wanted to mention kind of how many different forms of thorns there are in the Bible. So different couple names are thistles, nettles, brambles, briars, hedges, thorns, and thickets. And so all of these are thorny plants and are kind of synonymous with thorns. And there are just a lot of different forms that thorns take over the Bible. And so I just wanted to, over 3 segments, highlight the connections in the Bible between thorns and sin. So the first one comes from Genesis 3:17 to 18. And the summary of that is just that God curses the ground because Adam sinned. So Eve got child pain, snake lost its legs, Adam got the ground cursed. And so um, you can see here that God is cursing the ground because Adam sinned. And so now whenever he wants to eat food, he's gotta toil, gotta work, gotta kind of deal with these thorns in the ground. So this first connection is that thorns are a punishment for sin. The second segment is 2 Corinthians 12:7 to 9. And summary is Paul is saying he's got this thorn in his side to stop him from exalting himself. So this thorn is it's a figurative thorn, right? It's just a saying, it's thorn in my side, right? But it's interesting because like a bit before this, he's saying, I got this surpassing revelation. And to stop me from exalting myself, he says that twice. There's like a lot of emphasis on it. To stop me from exalting myself. And that would have led to sin. It would have led to him getting prideful and saying, I have this revelation, makes me better than other people. And so to stop himself from exalting himself, this messenger of Satan was given over to him to stop him from sinning. And so the second connection is that thorns are a deterrent of sin. And they're also a physical deterrent because usually you don't want to walk into thorns. If there's just a wall of thorns over there, your first response isn't to really go to it and to touch it. So the second connection is thorns is a deterrent. The third one is Mark 15:17, and it's basically just describing these soldiers twisting a crown of thorns for Jesus. And this is just them mocking him and saying, you're the king of the Jews, here's your crown, right? And so already we can kind of see this is a bit nuanced because, as previously stated, these thorns are a punishment, they're a deterrent. And so they're twisting this crown of punishment, this painful crown that they're putting on him. And it's kind of a deterrent as well. And later on when Jesus is crucified, people are saying, well, if he's the son of, if he's so high and mighty, why can't he just take himself off of the cross? And he could have done that, but he didn't. Despite this deterrent that was placed on him, kind of almost this attempt to get him to, feel more pain and do I have to go through this? Can I just take myself off? He still went through with it, even if it was a deterrent. But the third connection I wanted to make here is basically just saying that both sin and thorns were placed onto Jesus when he died. He took the weight of the sin onto him, and he also took a crown of thorns onto him. And the third connection is that it's a reminder that both still exist. Thorns still exist, sin still exists. And it's a reminder that we live in a world full of pain and of suffering and of sin. And there will be a time where that's no longer the case. When we get to heaven, there will be no more pain, there will be no more thorns. But as we live in the now, we see these thorns, and it's pretty easy to think of them that there's something that gets in your way. It hurts. If you ever have a garden or anything like that, it's not fun. But despite the fact that they do get in your way and they hurt and they're not really fun, they also serve their purpose. They were made by God for the purpose of this reminder that sin still exists. And when we look at thorns, it's more important, instead of to look at it as this plant that kind of just not fun to be around, it's more important to remember the purpose of the thorn, and that it was made with God and that he knows what he's doing and he made it for a reason.